Okay, so that way, okay, it's recording, I think. Now, today we're going to talk about how to break into your cold market. So I know a lot of you guys were interested in this topic, so that's why I'm bringing it up today. And I'm going to share my screen here with you guys. Let's see. Okay. You guys see that? Can somebody just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Okay, cool. Thank you, thank you. 1 second. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. So, how to break into your cold market. First of all, for some of you newer coaches, what is a cold market? The difference between your warm market and your cold market. So your warm market are going to be family, friends, people who already know who you are. And your cold market are people that you don't know. So they're going to be friends of friends, strangers, and most importantly, what we're going to be talking about mostly for tonight are people that you meet through your social media channels. And the goal that we should have here for breaking into your cold market is to warm up the cold market. So yeah, we like Frozen in my house. I have a toddler, so we want to turn strangers into friends. So with any other business, you work with people who don't know who you don't know at first, and eventually after working with them, collaborating on projects, you get to know them better. And we really should be treating this like any other business. Your business cannot survive on your family and friends alone. It's a great start, but eventually you're going to have to reach out to people outside of your warm market. So how do we do this? First and foremost, we need to start now. So even though you may still have a ton of people to go through on your warm market, if you're just starting out, you haven't talked to anybody in your warm market yet, regardless of that, you still need to start at least peeking open the doors to your cold market, because it's going to take some time to build relationships with people. And just because you create a blog or you create a Facebook page, a Facebook like page, it does not mean that people are just going to flock to it overnight. Just like it takes some time to, really get back in touch with your warm market, it takes even longer to build an audience and to feel comfortable in your cold market to approach people about a challenge or the coaching opportunity. So it's important to at least start thinking about this now and starting to branch out into this area. One way you can do this is to ask for referrals. Friends of friends is a great way to get new business. If you're starting out a challenge group, one idea is to give people an incentive to bring a friend. You could offer a prize drawing for those who bring a friend into the group. If you have challengers in your group who are enjoying themselves, ask them if they know of anyone else who might want to join them for another round. And you can even ask people who aren't interested in joining your challenge group if they know anybody who might want to join. So, you can say something like, I totally understand the timing is not right for you now, but, do you have any other friends or family members who you think might enjoy this instead? I'd love to chat with them. Bottom line is if you don't ask, you will not receive. So I think many people would be happy, if they're your friend, I think they'd be happy to pass along your name to someone else that they know. The third thing is is building relationships through social media, and that's going to be the majority of this call tonight. Is how to dive into some specific areas and platforms. So First of all, you need to be on social media, and you need to be consistent on social media, and you need to be interacting and posting multiple times each day. And you also need to be interacting with other people. So not only looking at their pages, but liking their posts, commenting on people's pages, asking them questions. People need to know that you exist, and they need to recognize you. So I don't know if you guys know this, but if people aren't interacting with your page, then they're not going to see you show up on their news feed. Facebook's algorithm takes interaction into account when they do people's news feeds. So the only way you're going to pop up on people's news feeds is if you're liking and commenting on people's posts and photos. That way they're more likely to see yours. So basically, you want people to believe that they have something in common with you. So, comment on something that they've posted that's interesting to you. If you have a child, comment on their cute baby photo, or comment on their dog photo. Congratulate them on big achievements, like, they just got married, or, ask them questions about the recipe they used for the dinner that they posted. In terms of platforms, I think in order to be successful, it's great to be everywhere, but you can't put all of your energy everywhere. You can't put all of your energy into all of these different platforms, because you're going to basically end up doing all of them pretty bad, because you're not going to have enough time. So I think the best way to go about it is to pick 2 platforms that you want to focus on. And I'm recommending that a Facebook like page be one of them. And now, you could say to me, well, Gina, you don't even have a Facebook like page. Why should I have a Facebook like page? And my answer to that is, I need a Facebook like page. And, I'm lucky that I have a pretty big warm market that I still haven't gotten through. And I have a blog as well that I focus on as one of my platforms. And I haven't felt the need for myself to break out into a Facebook like page just yet. Because I just kind of host everything on my personal page. However, eventually my warm market is going to dry up just like everyone else's, and I'm going to need to have a Facebook like page. So even though I don't want to have one now, it's on my to-do list, and just because I don't have one doesn't mean I don't want to recommend the best thing for you and your business. And I think most coaches in this business have one for a reason. So I definitely suggest that be one of your top platforms. And the other one can be, whatever you're most interested in, whatever speaks to you. And I'm going to dive into a few of the different ones that I would recommend. But you can really choose whatever one really speaks to you. So I'm going to start with Facebook, since that's the big one. First impression. So first impression is everything. This is so important, not only for your like page, but for your personal page. And you need to have a good, attractive photo of yourself on both pages. It's the first thing that people are going to see when they go to your page. And it should be a picture of you. Your kid is cute. That can be your timeline banner, but your profile picture needs to be you. People need to know whose page they're looking at when they come to it. And if they just see a picture of a child, they're not going to know who they're looking at. So, and I just have an example here. So this is actually Autumn Calabrese's Facebook profile picture. And I have to say, I think it's pretty bad. When on this page, it looks quite big, but when you're scrolling through Facebook and you look at it on Facebook, it's just a little tiny square, and you can't really tell what exactly you're looking at. You just kind of see a bunch of squares and images, and you're not even really sure what you're looking at from far away. This is a coach on our team, and I think this is a much better profile picture. She looks happy, she looks approachable, she looks friendly, she looks healthy and athletic and fit, and just somebody that you would want to strike up a conversation with and, learn more from. So it's just a little example of, how I think, you should work your profile photo. Quality content is another thing. So first of all, you need to know who your niche market is. Who are you trying to attract? For me personally, I'm trying to attract moms who are busy like myself, who don't necessarily have a lot of time on their hands. It's hard for them to get to the gym. Moms who enjoy fashion, who like to get dressed up for a night out on the town. Not that I go out on the town very often anymore, but people who enjoy a variety of different kinds of food and culture. People who enjoy traveling and want more freedom in their lives in general. So all of the content that I create should be to cater to that market. And, you want your page to be a place where people come for information and, to be entertained. People use social media to be social. So, be vulnerable, be inspirational, share your story, and most importantly, be relatable. So this is an example of a post I did before I had my second son. It was something that I was genuinely interested in and learning more about. I had used plastic bottles with my first son, and I was interested in using glass, but I was kind of worried about them breaking, and having a toddler in the house. So I just did a post of, moms, which, do you recommend glass or plastic, and why, and which brands do you like? And I got so much engagement on this post. Moms were super excited and happy to talk about baby bottles. So, pay attention to what your niche market is interested in. You can do a post about which outfit should you wear for date night. For those of you that are wedding planning, which wedding favor would be, would you want to receive as a guest? And also pay attention to what people are talking about in the media or in pop culture and in the news. Somebody has thanks, Caitlin. Okay. Next is consistency. So this is super important. 75% of engagement happens within 5 hours of your post. So different people are going to come on to social media at different times. So you really should be posting morning, noon, and night to maximize your audience and the people that are going to see your posts. If you have to, then, schedule your posts in advance. Use Hootsuite or use the Facebook like page to schedule your posts. And, but you really want to make sure that as many people as possible are able to see your posts. Joining groups. This is a great way to add people to your network. And I know some people in our team have joined moms groups, and I saw today, Caitlin, that was really successful for you. So that's really awesome that that's working. And I encourage others on this team to join Facebook groups. Join things that you're interested in, and then ask questions and engage in the group. If you go on to Facebook, just up in the search bar, you can type in different interests and then hit groups, and then you can select different groups. So, I've joined Cortell You Moms, which is the moms network in my neighborhood, Fit Moms, Ditmas Park, Brooklyn, Bowie, Maryland, where I'm from, the Everyday Epicure, which is a group of women who post recipes, my sorority's alumni chapter in New York City. So, one example is I joined a preschool co-op group for my son, and there were many moms in the group who I had not yet met in person, but I knew our kids were going to be going to school together in September, and they were in a Facebook group with me. So I friended those moms, and some of them started seeing my posts, and One of them actually commented on a post I did the other day with my water bottle with the, the inspirational quote on the water bottle. And, keep in mind, I haven't invited her to a challenge group or anything like that yet. But she commented on my post that I inspired her, which floored me because, I didn't even know that she was looking at my post. So that's just one example that, that's somebody who was completely cold market. I didn't even really know who she was. I just knew our sons were going to be our kids were going to be in the same class together. And now, I feel like she's no longer in my cold market. I feel like now I've warmed her up to my warm market. And when I do decide to, finally reach out and invite her to a challenge, she's more likely to say yes because she knows me and the timing will be right. Boosting posts. That's another thing that I think is good to do as a business owner. Sometimes you got to put in a little cash to get something back. So Bonnie Engel is a top coach in the company, and she always puts 10% of whatever she makes each month back into the company, or back into her business rather, to make her business stronger. And some of that is within her challenge groups as prizes or gifts, incentives for her coaches. But a lot of it is also Facebook ads and boosted posts. To do a boosted post, I think the best time to do one is, to take one of your posts that was really successful and boost it right before you drop a big invite post. So that way, people are seeing you up on the news feed and they're interested, that when, that's kind of like your jab, jab, jab. And then by the time you do your right hook, which is your invite, by the way, if you haven't read Jab, 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 Right Hook, you should read that book. It's pretty awesome for social media. But, that way when they see your invite, they're more likely to want to join. Like each other's statuses. There's mixed reviews about whether or not to do this. Some people think if you like other coaches on your team's statuses, then, then you're just going to pop up. Other people are going to see other coaches rather than you. But I think it's a good idea because I think the more interaction that your posts get, then it's going to show up on more people's news feeds. And I think the more all of us show up on people's news feeds, the better. So that's my personal opinion on it. And then lastly, creating an event. And you can create the event on Facebook and make one of maybe your free challenge group an event first before you make it a group, and that way people can find it. And I was rehearsing this with my husband before the call, and he kind of thought I meant like a real event. And I'm like, well, actually, this doesn't have anything to do with Facebook, but creating a live event is actually another really good idea to break into your cold market. So, I was actually thinking about possibly getting certified to teach PIO this year, and how cool would it be to run a live event at a gym in your neighborhood, and do a PIO workout and, have a Shakeology sampler afterwards. I mean, think about how many people might be interested in doing something like that. So creating an event offline is another great idea to break into your cold market. The next social media platform I want to talk about is Instagram. So searching hashtags specific to your niche market. And again, you have to know who your niche market is and what your 5 themes are. For me, things like mom life, outfit of the day, healthy eats, maternity style, pregnancy style, wanderlust. And I could probably even be a little bit more creative here. You don't want to get too generic because then it's just going to be overwhelming. The more specific you can get, the better in terms of hashtags. And then search for people to follow under those hashtags. So for me, I search fashion bloggers, lifestyle bloggers, mommy bloggers, other entrepreneurs, people who make baby clothing, photographers, people interested in health and fitness. Just be careful. You don't want to end up, accidentally following a bunch of other Beachbody coaches, because that's not really going to help your business. But, you know, people who post a lot of food photos, you know, and then you just start following them and occasionally liking and commenting on their photos, and just, you know, build a relationship with them. You know, I've actually built a relationship with several other bloggers and photographers just through Instagram. And, you know, you really have turned a lot of them to warm market. I've even met some of them in person. So, you know, don't discount that. And responding to comments. I mean, that's huge. If someone's commenting on your page, you better believe, you know, if someone's just like commenting on mine, I'm going to respond to them. So, you know, it's all about warming up that cold market and turning these strangers into friends. In terms of Instagram, editing your photos is huge. I mean, this is a photo of my shoes that I got, and before it was very dark and drab, and then, you know, it just slightly lightening up makes it so much more attractive. You know, you want people to see your photo, and you want them to stop and look at it in a news feed. Another way you can do that is, you know, using either PicMonkey or Canva. You can create like little word bubbles and text over your pictures, and that way when people are scrolling through, it's going to pop out. Now, you don't want to have too much text, because that's going to make people totally tune out, but if it's just like a little one-liner, that's definitely recommended. And then being consistent. So not only with how often you're posting, but with the style of your photos and your editing style. You know, create a culture and a theme around your page. So I just use this as an example. This is a blogger I like. Her name is Keiko Lynn. And, you know, all of her photos kind of have a similar style to it. You know, whether it's a fashion photo or a makeup photo or a photo of inanimate objects, she kind of uses the same filter, and it's all kind of looks very vintage-y and bright and sunny. So she's very consistent with the types of things that she posts. And then here's another one. You know, this guy has, you know, he owns a clothing company, and so all this stuff is very like cozy and comfy and outdoorsy, and he also uses a similar filter for all of his pictures, but it's very consistent, and people know what to expect when they come to his page. And just one more here to throw in. She's another blogger. She talks a lot about her kids and how much she loves coffee, and she's into style and fashion, and everything is very light and airy. And that's her style. Next platform I want to talk about is YouTube. Let's go a break. YouTube is huge right now. This is a great platform to create awesome content and original content. People get a lot from a photo, but they get even more from video, and they're able to see your personality, and it makes people feel so much more connected to you. This is something that my upline coach Marion created. It's 21 tips to dominate the 21-day fix. I mean, this is brilliant original content. And she's gotten over 50,000 views on this. So it is pretty amazing. You know, coming up with an idea and just putting it out there for people to find. I mean, it's you know, video is where people are searching right now. Google owns YouTube, so videos are at the top of all Google searches, and 60% of all views are search driven. So it's huge. In terms of SEO, I don't know if you know what SEO is, but it's search engine optimization, and it's basically like when you're searching for things on Google, you want to be what's popping up. So things like titles and tags and descriptions and keywords are so important. This is just a silly little video that I did a few years ago when I chopped my hair off super short, and it's gotten, you know, almost 17,000 views. Why? I don't know. It's not even that great of a video, but I think, you know, my title and my description, like people couldn't wait to see me chop my hair off. So it's very important to to think about, the search words and the terms that you're using. Keep in mind that when you create a video, it can also be shared on many other platforms. So you can share a link on your Facebook like page to the video that you created, and you can share it, a teaser on Instagram. So the material lives on after you've created the video, and you can share it multiple times. The next platform I want to talk about is the blog. And again, the material that can live on and on and on after it's created. Unlike Facebook and Instagram, where you post something and then it kind of disappears by the end of the day, the blog material can live on for a super long time. I created a post for homemade fresh garden tomato sauce on my blog about 2 years ago, and people are still finding this post either through Google searches or, believe it or not, Pinterest. I post all of my blog, most of my blog posts, I post a link back from Pinterest on, and so many people find my recipes and my posts on Pinterest. It's kind of amazing. So keep that in mind. If you create original content, people are going to want to come follow it. I've done posts on pregnancy exercises, how I've decorated my son's nursery, themes that we did for baby showers, and all of these posts continue to get found through searches, and people are still reading them on a daily basis. So, and eventually when you post something about a challenge group on your blog, these loyal readers who love your content or are going, to want to do your challenge. I had a free challenger in my last free group that came from my blog, and she hasn't yet become a customer, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be back when the timing's right. So, keep pumping out original good content. Be social. So this is super important, because while you may create a blog, it doesn't mean that, people are going to come running to it. Yes, your family and friends are going to read it. Yes, they're going to support you. But if you really want to get your blog out there and get it known, you have to be social. And what I mean by that is you have to like and comment on other people's blogs daily. And you have to build relationships with other bloggers, kind of like I was saying, how I've built relationships with bloggers on Instagram. So find them on Pinterest, find them on Instagram, find them on other platforms, on Facebook, reach out to brands even, and see if they want to collaborate on something with you. And if they do, then maybe they're going to Instagram about you and tweet you, and they may have a much bigger following than you do. So people can find you that way. Again, title and tags are super important, and, because you want people to be able to find you. Some types of posts, just for some examples, if you need some ideas, how to exercise when you're on the road, 8 tips for flying with the baby, 10 tips for time management, places to shop for athletic gear, how to properly chop an onion. These are just some ideas, that people in my niche market would be interested in. Maybe you guys have some other ideas for your niche market. And then the last thing, we've kind of sort of already touched on this when talking about killer content, but the word that we want to use here, it's called a freemium. So basically creating something of value for free for people, whether it's a blog post or a YouTube video or a podcast. Basically you want to, make sure people keep coming back for something more. Chalene Johnson has a podcast called Build Your Tribe, where she gives tips for building a team and building a business. And this is her freemium. And so people come here for free, and she gives them awesome tips. And so then, when Chalene has something that does cost money, more people are going to want to buy it, because, they've learned so much from her and they see the value in what she has to offer. So some ideas for freemiums: you could do a weekly workout circuit, a Makeup Monday tutorial, a Tasty Tuesday where you're creating, either sharing recipes or doing videos of how to make stuff in the kitchen. You could do Fashion Friday where you post an outfit of the day, or you do like a collage of different, fashion items. Again, whatever your niche market is, create something for them. But, build yourself, whatever you choose, build yourself up as an expert on it and, make people want to come to you with their questions. So in conclusion, I just got to wrap this up because I see that I only have a few minutes left before it gets cut off. But make sure that you have a clear call to action at the end of your video or your post. For example, if you want to see more people subscribe to your YouTube channel, or if you want, then you need to ask them to like your YouTube channel. So after the end of your video, say for more fun tips on makeup, like my Facebook page or, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you have to ask for what you want, and subscribers and followers are really what you want. So in conclusion, be creative, create original, useful content, and be consistent. Engage and interact with people, and this is all about building relationships. Posting frequently, finding new people that we want to add to our network, engaging them and interacting with them, and basically just turning these strangers into your friends, turning your cold market into your warm market. So, it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. So start now, and in a few months' time, you will really start to see the benefits of branching out into this new territory. For action items, going forward, number one, if you could choose 2 platforms, one is probably going to be your Facebook like page, and then to really pick one other platform that you plan to concentrate on in the next few months and to expand your cold market, and then come up with one idea for a freemium and post it to the Team Spark page to keep you accountable. And the way to get started is to quit talking and to begin doing. So I'm going to quit talking now and let you guys get to work. It says that I'm going to run out in a minute. So if I get cut off, I'm sorry. And if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and try to get your question in. And if it dies on us, then, just put your questions on the team page and I can get back to you guys there. Any questions?
I just put it in the chat, Gina, but
Oh.
I found on Instagram that when I do hashtags, or I'm not sure if I'm doing them specific enough, but I only get likes from other coaches or other people in the fitness industry. So do you have a recommendation on how to?
I think to get more specific with your hashtags and maybe go outside of the fitness, Fit Mama is one that I use a lot, but it's pretty generic. I mean, everybody's a Fit Mama. I love your Run Hun. I thought that was really cool because it's like, it's Baltimore people. It's, specific to runners in Baltimore. So maybe Baltimore runners. I mean, try to get just a little more specific with your hashtags. And I think, and don't use like 21 Day Fix or PIO or, because then you're just going to find a bunch of coaches. Try to just get more specific with hashtags that are in other areas. Like, with Donna, for example, I know that you're interested in like the crocheting world, and you wouldn't believe how many people on Instagram have really cool things that they're crocheting and selling baby items, and there could be a really good market for you there.